All right, smash some buttons here, and we're gonna get this sucker underway. Bust out the table. Welcome to Sunday morning Savage. Not even Savage Worlds anymore. It's the Sunday Morning Gaming Group. Recording this for prosperity for our partner in crime who is unable to be here. What the hell is Matt Stark's character's name again? Claw. The clap, the Clawster. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off last week. This is Scroll Thief Part 2. I guess it's Part 2 because we didn't really finish the adventure, so suck it, losers. We ended last week with you guys looking at various places in the city of New Haven. You went to Wizard Conunderdoodles, and you talked to him about a book that he had stolen. You had gone to see Tad Aslap, who runs Cockburn Groceries, and I believe there was one other place. Wow, 1 second. Nobody needs to hear that. So from there, we ended up going to talk to the Walmsleys. That was the third place. There was some action that happened outside the Walmsleys, and then when you left, a mysterious cloaked figure appeared in the alleyway and said, "Hey, follow me. I got some information for you." That turned into a brawl that took the life of our fine compatriot, Thazit. And from there, after the battle was won, he was taken to the city graveyard, which is where we're at now. So you guys had made a deal with the Doom Guide Yover Glandon. He's got a little chart that I wrote on him here. So we're going to do Raise Dead for, I believe it was 1,000 coin. He's taken a little bit off the top of the price, the profit part of the margin off there. And he's basically said in 24 hours, they are going to revive Thazit and he'll be back in the game. So we're going to throw in a substitute. One of the things that I like to do, or that I've been thinking about since we last played this, is that we do a lot of things. You guys are going to have to go over your character sheets like I asked Charles to, because I noticed Charles is kind of getting full and he's got all of these extra items. Like, Charles, you got a lot of stuff on your plate there. And ICRPG has a 10 carried, 10 equipped rule. And so what I was thinking of is that, like, if you equip something or attune it to your person, the way that I viewed it, or what I should have done at the time, was as Thazit dies and his spirit departs his body, the links to all of his equipment is severed. So his equipment can become up for grabs. Like, it doesn't break or any of that stuff. When he attunes to it, he sort of gives it part of his spirit in a sense. You know what I mean? You're connected to the item that you're using. However, once your spirit passes on to the other realms, then the items basically become sort of unlinked, and as it passes away, you can see pieces of his spirit just sort of leaving all of the magic items and stuff like that, and they just all become, sort of up for grabs, so to speak. And that's the way that I would like to explain the attunement thing. So if you have an item that's attuned to you in ICRPG, it's not usable by other people. It's only usable by you until you die, at which point it sort of does a reset on your attunement, kind of a thing. So that's sort of a thing I want to throw out there. Now, you've got Thazit. He's back at the city graveyard. Doom Guide Yovir Glandon is going to resurrect him. And yes, sir. No, you're not. Yes, they do, right up until you get a spell book or find a spell book. Pardon me? Yes. Oh, no, sorry. Wisdom spells don't go into a spell book. You would you don't wisdom spells. The way I like to play my magic is you have access to all the wisdom powers. You've read all the chants, you've read all the prayers, you have a routine as a cleric or priestly fellow where you pray to your gods. All praise be to whoever the power is that you pray to, and he's the one that actually grants you the power. So when you get yourself into a pickle, you can be like, help me, brother Jeebus. I need to open this door. If it was such a spell, right? Please guide me through this thing, and it would work that way. Whereas int spells are things that you need to find. You need to learn. That's the arcane wisdom that you seek, etc., etc. Now, the difference is, too, between the two spells is wisdom power spells are spells that would buff or give you an advantage kind of a thing. They're not damaging spells. And intellectual spells would be the spells like wisdom spells, I should say, or wizard spells are damaging spells. They're the highly destructive kind of things, right? Destruct or protect, I guess. Mage armor's a spell. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. So wisdom spells, go ahead. Yep. Let's say that because it's a wisdom power, it won't take up a space. Just keep the card, and it's a prayer that you have learned. I guess. Sure, we can. Let's roll that way then. Let's do that. Your wisdom power spells that you learn are just prayers that you can puke out at. What is it? Oh, there. Take this one here. I see it. What is this one? This one is Shabby Loot or something. Oh, something very cool. I got to look up his name so that I don't butcher it. But Marcus Bragniff, the guy that's popped into MeWe as of late. He's actually gone ahead and done the, I want to say, epic loot for ICRPG. He's made the cards. Yes. So thanks to him, over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to finish. I think there's 5 separate decks of cards. You've got Ancient, Shabby, Cursed, Sci-Fi. So there's 4. There's also Epic and Bizarre. Now, there might be a third set that I can't remember, but I've done 50. Yeah, there's another one, right? So I've done 50% of one of those decks, and he's done all of the last ones. I just have to go in and make a backside for it and drag them into the game, and then we'll have new epic cards. Now, the reason I haven't done it yet is because we're not there. We're maybe 3rd level kind of a thing, 3 advances. So between 3rd and 6th level characters is what I'm sort of guessing that we're at. So yeah, that's kind of sweet. Marcus Bragniff, I think is his last name. Marcus Burgraff is his name. So yeah, thanks to Marcus, man. That's going to be awesome. We're going to get new loots for when we get higher up in levels here. Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic. That's the way that I like to do my magic. I wasn't really, and I hate to say it, a big fan of the magic book for ICRPG. I just think it dilutes the simplicity of the system, and the way that it's written in the original one, is fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna drop some stuff on the table for you, and you can tell me which one of these guys that you would like to be. Cool. I think you had lots of room, Daryl, and I really not overly concerned if it gets done today. Okay, fantastic. Right. That, and that. And then this is going to be your new guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. Set him off over to the side over here. And what is your character's name? So you're guard. I'll take out the Rufus part. SERF. Rufus Surf. Okay, so Control C. And let's pick up the action, ladies and gentlemen. F8. Click on this and 111 so that he becomes. Nope, this is a 222 map. Is what this is, judging by people's size. All right, so Rufus Surf. What a cool looking mini, man. This is a Paperforge mini. And he's a great looking dude with this red plume hat on there. It's fantastic. Okay, so let's bust out the old PDF here on my side screen so that I can remember what we're doing. You guys are talking to Doom Guide Yovir Glandon. You've created your deal with him. He's given you the instructions on what to do. Come back in a in a day, so to speak. We are 1/6 the Scroll Thief, and I need to roll down to the part we're at. Which is Ambush Alley, was where we were at. So, okay. If you guys want, at this particular moment in time, you can. Oh, wait a second. I don't know if this would be a good idea. So Thazit's gear is up for grabs. Is essentially what I'm saying. But unfortunately, if you attune to it, it's going to be your gear and not his when he comes back. So just remember that. Because Thazit is any of this stuff Thazit, because you're here, Corey, not attuned to you? Okay. Okay. Okay, so because Thazit is KO'd, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to roleplay this. His loot is up for grabs, but do remember that he won't be able to get it back if you guys take it. So you give his body over to the Doom Guide, and he will wander off with Brother Cleef and Cassit. The three of them will go off and make sure that he's rested and resurrected and well taken care of. While you were doing that and talking with him, discussing what is going to happen with Thazit, Rufus Surf, one of the Red Plume guards that came to your aid as you were fighting in this ambush, appears. He sort of walks up solemnly. He's got his head down a little bit, and he's like slowly approaching. He's carrying whatever leftover little bits of loot and stuff like that he picked up, but he approaches you with where is it? I don't know if it's in the end or if it's at the beginning part. Let me just take a quick look at the appendix here and see if there's a nope. So it's got to be written in here. Ambush Alley, where are you? Oh, there it is. It's written in italics. Let me move my microphone. So Rufus approaches you from the city. He hands you a pile of coin, about 25 gold or 25 coins and a letter. He also hands you a potion, and he's like, usually we keep these things, but seeing as how your mate's fallen, actually, I'm not even going to do Rufus's voice. I'm just going to do it in regular style because Rufus is not going to be mine to play. He approaches you. He hands you some coin, gives you a potion of healing, and this piece of paper. As you unfold the piece of paper, it unfolds into a blue note written in what appears to be like scribe's ink. So, sorry, it's not a blue note. It is regular parchment paper that you would find, used in the library, kind of a thing. And it is written on it in blue ink. It says, "Just get it done, Soares. If they find me, then the last 4 months have been a total waste. Ensure that the Whisperer's faith in us was not ill-placed." And then there's a signature on the bottom that just says, it's just signed ... B in capital letters. Enter, game. Now is game chat my chat? I think game chat is my chat. Know how to work chat in this, so let's go. You know what I'll do? I'll put it into the there. I just dropped it into Discord chat so you guys can see it. Regular piece of paper written in blue scribe's ink, signed -B. Second to absorb that, and then we go to, because I didn't discuss this with Corey, we're going to start with Rufus. You hand over the piece of paper, the gear and the items to these fine gentlemen.
Your fellow adventurer. I've been assigned to work with you. We feel the Red Plume has now escalated this job that needs a little more priority. So they've assigned me to help you and work with you in your endeavors in solving this mystery.
Fantastic. Okay, that's going to pop me over to Brudnir. What do you have to say to that, Brudnir, Mr. B?
So does that mean we've been deputized?
Nice.
What power do we have? What resources do we have? You're talking to a guy with no shirt, if you forgot.
Where did Brudnir's shirt go to?
His armor's getting fixed.
Oh yes, that is correct. Upgraded. That is correct.
So I don't think you handed anything to shirtless bro. But
you seem to be the one in charge right now, I guess.
Right.
Daryl went AFK, so F him.
So what is the potion then?
The potion is a potion of healing.
Could have used that a little while ago. And what's a coin for?
It's just 25 coin. It's money. They looted the bandits and took their cash, basically, and stuff like that as they were cleaning them up and whatnot. Right, it takes them a few minutes. They dragged them off into a pile, and just basically they're getting rid of the bodies of these bandits and stuff like that. They'll hold them for 24 hours in a cell underneath the jailhouse, kind of a thing. But Rufus, being the concerned citizen he is, and Alid Burl, who is the head knight, she's the one that has instructed Rufus to come in and help you because you've lost a foe. Or sorry, you've not a foe, you've lost a friend. So Knight Alid is the one that asked you to go sort of investigate all of this stuff, and she's the one that's put Rufus up to coming and help, and in doing so, removed all the valuables. Man, I got froggy throat today.
Who Which body did they find this note on? Was it just one of the guys or the guy in the barrel?
This note came off of the guy. Well, they wouldn't know, but if he describes him to you, it would have been the original guy that said, "Hey, follow me down this alleyway."
Mm.
It came off of him.
So, Rufus, do you know this name Source? Is this someone local?
No, not. I'm actually, to be quite honest with you guys, I'm actually very new with the Red Plumes. In fact, just kind of finished my crash course training 2 days ago. So, honestly, I'm not very familiar with. We could certainly go back to the station house and look through the records to see if we can find any record on this name. But to my general knowledge, no, I don't recognize.
I'm going to tell you something now, Rufus. I don't usually work with a partner, and I didn't want a new rookie.
This isn't going to
Well-
turn into like a 70s cop show there, Brudnir.
I don't have a shirt on. It's already halfway there, okay?
Starsky and Dutch. That's what I'm going to change your names to. Okay. So that is this is the tie-in scene for Rufus to come in, and this explains how he gets here. So Rufus is going to be he's a guard from the Red Plumes sent by Knight Elide to help you in your quest to investigate the stolen stuff from the city. In doing so, he's provided you with a note. This note is written in a very man. What is going on with my throat? I feel all phlegmy this morning. It's written in a very particular ink, one that would be found in the scribes' quarters, which would be like Lauren Latte, and it has sort of a signature on it, signed B. So, what would you guys like to do? Let's start with. Go ahead.
Resurrect Thacet, because this seems to be his jam.
All right. Well, that's going to take 24 hours. So right now you've got Rufus.
Well, it feels like we should probably maybe go see the patron of Lauren Latte. Maybe he can provide us more details about the ink, and that may give us an idea as to, I don't know where to start. Maybe it's unique. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. You guys head back into town. Where is New Haven? On your journey back, Daryl, is there anything you're going to be doing over the course of the next, let's say, 20 minutes that it takes you to get into town? You're muted, stupid.
He's got a BRB.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll just skip right over him. What about you two? Is there anything you guys want to do over the course of the next 20 minutes as you're walking into town? You catch up, talk to each other,
Didn't you think it was weird how just the clerics were just standing there watching us talk?
They had disappeared. I just don't want to delete them off the map.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been really weird. And shit, I probably forgot to pack that map like I should have, because I think I fixed one of the errors with the trees, the Michael and Barry issue that I've been getting.
It's not a Michael Berry tree?
No. Gentlemen, welcome to... Oops, that was actually set at a 3, so... Welcome to Lore and Latte. Now, somehow the old Lore and Latte has a tree on it, and I don't know how that happened. So we're going to get rid of that. Can you guys see inside the Fog of War? No, it just takes you below the table. So yeah, so it actually does work. Like, you guys can't see what's going on there. I'm going to take your characters, which are you two guys right here.
Sorry,
Rufus,
I'm back.
Rufus and Surf. Go up
All right,
here
start rolling
somewhere.
your new character.
Gary's fault anyways.
Third time's a charm.
111. Oops.
Fucking Gary.
Have you popped this one out before?
No, this is a new map that I made for you guys called the.
This is all brand spanking new. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Shit, we're spoiled.
And you can see, as you cruise up, you can see old Theo inside the Lauren Latte there. As you guys walk in, he's working the
Fuck
counter.
him anyways.
Oh, look at that.
I don't have control.
Nice map, Gary.
Where the hell did you fucking fly off to, Daryl? Wow.
I don't know, man. I'm here.
Yeah, no, your character just went for like a shot across the map for some reason.
Probably running because he knows what you got in store for him. He's smarter than me. Fuck.
It's right in front of my line. It's right in front of my line of sight too. So I just saw this thing flick across the screen. It's pretty cool.
I have no idea, man. It's like, run away.
There you go. I set you guys all to size 1. Dropped you in the front of Lauren Latte so you can see up here. And if you look inside this little building, you see that Theo's in behind there. And he's like, hey, dudes, I did not expect you to be coming back. Can I get you some latte? Perhaps I can maybe find you some lore. What's up, man? My fellow dudes. And who's the new guy here? And he points to you, Rufus.
This is Rufus.
Yes. He fights crime. Fights crime in a medieval time.
Roll me a notice there, Rufus.
Oh, shit. All right.
What have I got the scene number set to? So the scene number is set to a 12, so a solid 14. So you roll in and you see old Theo there, being that you've just come from, let's say you just come out of Gilhelm. You've been assigned to the city of New Haven under the watch of Knight Lead Burl. She's set you up with these guys, so you're not quite sure. So you haven't ever seen Theo before. And as you walk in, you notice that as soon as he sees you, he's like, whoa, you guys are like officially hanging out? Did you apply to become one of the Red Plumes, or what's going on? And you see his left hand, Rufus, reach over to a pipe that was sort of sitting behind something, and he slowly takes the pipe with his hand and he moves it and puts it down out of sight. He's like, yeah, he's got lore, latte. What's up, fellas?
Well, Mr. Theo, we are on official Red Plume business here, and we have a document we'd like you to identify and see if there's any unusual things about this document with which you can help us identify. And he's going to present to him the document and see if he can maybe identify like the source of the ink, source of the paper. Maybe there's any clues in that respects, or if he knows anybody named B. I mean, is B significant to anything? Maybe like an author or a local poet or something.
Okay, so you hand the paperwork over. He's like, official business. Whoa, never thought I'd be part of something official, but that's totally awesome, dude. Let's have a look at that. So you hand him the piece of paper and he looks at it. He's like, whoa, this is most peculiar, my friends. This ink is the ink that we use inside, for the scribes here that we hire, because this place. Hey, where are you going down there? There's no what? Get back here, Brudnir. I'm talking to you, man. Wow.
You're talking words and books.
Yeah. So he's yeah. This is the ink that the scribes use to make copies of the books and stuff, dudes. So yeah, it's like I could totally see that this comes from here, or was written here. Like nobody else would have it. Half the world population, actually, never mind half, dude. Like totally, like 99% of the people are too stupid to even know how to read or write. They're pretty much illiterate. Not that that makes them stupid. But yeah, right.
Do you
recognize?
Recognize the script flair, the style, somebody's particular way of writing?
The actual handwriting. He's like, no, dude, but you know what? I could put you in charge, or you've probably already met her. Didn't you come in yesterday or earlier today and talk to Casra Brandywine?
Oh, yeah. Well, more my colleagues than me, but yeah.
So as soon as he sends her name, or says her name, you remember that this morning you had come in and you had talked to this woman in her. She's sort of the scribe master. She's the person that's in charge of, making sure that the books get rewritten, rescribed, because there's no printing presses, right? So that somebody actually has to rewrite all the books. And so she's a scribe master, And you met her this morning because she's the one that was telling you sort of what books were missing and the importance of them before you went out and talked to the three people. She's the person that you talked to that told you that Tad Aslap had the book, that Wakunda Doodle had the book, and that the Walmsleys had something stolen as well. That was near the beginning of the last one. So he's like, yeah. Theo looks at this thing. He's like, dude, it could totally be her. It's signed Brandywine, right? And Scribe maybe. I don't know. Would you like me to call her down or something, maybe? Anybody?
He looks at Rufus. Well, what do you think?
Any lead's a good lead. I think we should talk to this Brandywine lass lady.
Hey, so Theo's like, dude, just wait here. I'll totally go get her. So he wanders through the library and he goes up, some kind of set of stairs up to the second level.
And
Go ahead.
I lean over to Rufus and I say, a name like that makes me fucking thirsty. Brandywine. Just kind of reminiscing, thinking out loud. Okay, sorry, Gary. Go on.
No, that's cool. Let's just put this
Doing
here.
a little role play, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. And the way that guy talks makes me want to smoke a joint. What if he's got any good cannabis here? You think? Wait, I'm talking to a god. I said nothing, I'm an upstanding citizen as I is.
Yeah, Rufus is just kind of humming along, trying not to hear these incriminating activities. Not listening.
Why? It's just for medicinal. You see, I got this back pain right here, and I have to take it. I got a prescription.
Yes, like my grandmother's glaucoma. I understand.
You're all right, Rufus. I like you.
This old woman comes around the corner with blue-stained fingers. She was young in the first one, but in this one, she's now old because I felt like Daryl was going to hit on her. So she walks around the corner and she's like,
Daryl doesn't hit on anybody. His character does, but no, he wasn't.
She's like, hi, I'm that tall drink of water that you were looking for, Sonny. Yes, I make you thirsty, do I? Well, let me tell you something there, young strapping man. You make my loins quiver. Now, what can I do for you? Would you like to see the blue Smurf? She looks directly at you as she says such a thing, Darren. And
sorry.
You've noticed that her fingers have blue stains on them. In fact, as she talks to you a little bit, she sort of reaches up and rubs something off of her face and leaves like a blue streak on her cheek. She looks at Brudnir or at Rufus, being that you're the grandma sexy ice cream, Jeff. Wow. So Caspera looks at you at Rufus and she says, There's a guard here. Legitimate purposes. I see this is very official. Very official. What can I do for you, gentlemen? And then she looks at you, Rufus.
Yeah,
in particular,
we're looking to see if we can find the source of this note that we've procured, and we notice that it has an unusual blue ink to it. Kind of looks a little bit like the ink that's on your left hand there, as well as streaked across your face. Coincidentally, signed by a B. Your last name, Brandywine. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about this letter?
Ooh, that's all very incriminating, isn't it? But I assure you that I had nothing to do with this letter. I've not seen it in ever. In fact, yes. No, absolutely not. I had nothing to do with it whatsoever, I assure you. And she sort of looks at it. She's reading it for a minute, and she's like, "I'm not really aware of who else it could be. Perhaps I could go get the Lord Sage Open Rule. He's really the one that does all the hiring. I just make sure that the people that are hired are placed in a position in doing their work, and et cetera, et cetera. You just give me 1 minute, and I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Gary, I'd like to, while she's talking, I'm just sitting there silently, kind of leaning with his back against a wall or any corner, and he's just watching her body language. Is she giving any kind of indication she's nervous or lying or, trying to deceive us in any way, shape, or form?
Make me a perception check, which is wisdom.
Oh, fuck, you have to pick the good one, right? 14, all right. Well, that's pretty fucking good.
All right, she seems very calm, very relaxed. Nothing out of the ordinary. Seems to strike you as she's shocked or feels like she got caught in any way.
Okay, well then.
Oh, damn it. I should have put the old traveler guy back in there. All right, so, bonk. Gigantic mini appears a few moments later. Let me just change the size on this guy so that he becomes normal size. And I'll pop him over here. Right about there.
Sure.
Nope. He's on the table.
It's a gift guy.
Every once in a while, you have to readjust your sort of viewpoint to get this guy to pop over. There we go.
Gary,
Okay. Yes.
on your map, you have like bookcases floating in the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like how high up are they floating?
Well, if I zoom right all the way up, they're at the top. Like if you pull your screen up all the way up,
It's in the
really
room.
weird. Yeah, it's in a room, I guess. It's like a shadow or something. Okay, it's cool. Never mind.
Oh,
Ignore me.
You know what that is? I see what you're talking about. This is this little thing that you're looking up in the sky, way up in the sky here, is like a map base. It's part of the scripting thing for One World that you'll see. Way up in the sky there. It has something to do with the maps and the way that the maps are pulled up. It's I don't know, because I don't know scripting. Excuse me. So OpenReel comes down, and he's like, yes, I'm very busy. What is it? You come in here with your questions. Not one of you's made an appointment. And then as he's looking at you, he's like, what can I do for you? Like, what is it with this letter, this scribe's ink? You think that nobody around here, the only people that could get this ink and such is comes from this library, like it's not, publicly available or something? My goodness. Although we would be really the only people in town that would have any use for it, right? And so he points to you, Brudnir. He's like, what do you want? He sort of hesitates for a minute, and Casra Brandywine pipes up, and she's like, Master Openrail. She says, these are the gentlemen that I sent to discover the thieves, the thefts that have been going on. So he has a tendency to calm down a little bit, and he points at you. He's like, well, very well. What brings you to the Lorne Latte, as if the thefts somehow are anything other than our property that's being stolen?
Well, I bring the letter over to him and I say, we found this and we wanted to know more information about it. Do you familiar with this?
So he looks over it for a second. He's like, well, this would definitely be the ink that we would use in the library to scribe the books. Of course. Dash B, however, he's like, I do not know of anyone. And then he sort of looks at it for a second, and he's sort of perusing it over, and he starts, in his head, he's going through these different names. He's like, Castra Brandywine, and he points, well, definitely, it's not her. Look at her. She's quite old, although, not feeble, if you get my drift. She's quite flexible. And he looks at Darren. And then he's going on for a few minutes, saying different names, and he's like, yes, we wait a second. I do seem to recall that some time ago, perhaps 4 months ago, we hired a lad by the name of Ellison Beringer. You see, he came in some time ago with those, just a week or two before those other two, Spernick and Tybick. But the three of them seem to have struck up a bit of a friendship, come to think of it. Although they didn't come in together, so the investigation was never pursued past the two of them. But I do seem to recall that they did spend some time, evenings together, having dinner. I just figured that they assumedly or presumably were discussing, those things of the scribial nature, for lack of a better word. And so, yeah, he tells you this name of Ellison. Ellison is one of the people that you guys probably remember. When we first started playing this, there was 3 people that I would always have, 3 scribes sitting at a table in the Ruby Arrow. And then when we did the last adventure, they disappeared. So he's telling you, and this comes to your mind because I know that you guys wouldn't remember this because you're just not that smart. You guys just, I'm sorry to say, aren't that smart. So Open Reel, he mentions this Ellison guy. He's like, it would, if it's going to be anybody, I would deduce that it would be him. He showed up a week or 2 before the others, and at some point had struck up a friendship with these 2 that were, the one of them was recently hung, and word has it that you, mighty warriors, mighty adventurers, had found the last one up in the Dragonspire Mountains, and as he's talking to you and giving you this information, the building starts to shake. There's a massive explosion. Open Reel sort of falls back a little bit, and Kasra, she just sort of outright falls over onto the ground as the building shakes.
Oh, I'd like to catch her before she falls.
All right, make me a dexterity
Just be
check
nice.
to catch her lovingly in your arms.
Not lovingly. Just be nice. All right, give me a sec here. Did it roll? I think it is. 18. Cool. 23.
All right. You quickly leap forward. Get your arm underneath Kasra as she sort of stumbles forward into you. And as you reach out with your hand, you manage to cup one of her old breasts in your hand.
I slide it down her back or something. No, not happening.
She looks
and let her fall then.
She looks you right in your eyes as you grab onto her, and she whispers in your ear, "Blue Smurf."
Boy. All right. I help her to her feet, and then I kind of look at Rufus as to what the hell's going on here, man.
All right, so for because when this word, this blue Smurf that she's whispered into your ears, if you're not catching the drift, she has blue ink in her fingers and a little tiny man in her crotch. Daryl, get it? Blue Smurf, little tiny blue guy, because she rubs it and it turns blue.
We got it.
Totally ignoring it, Gary.
Try not to visualize it.
Exactly. I'm moving on.
That's not the explosion we're concerned about right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm looking for an explosion, not a tidal wave.
The 3 of them take a step back. You manage to catch Kasra. Theo's in the little Lauren Latte building. You see him. He sort of bonks his head on something, and he sort of falls over and disappears onto the ground. But you can hear him moaning, and you see one of his hands come up. He's like, "Oh," and then he's like, "Where's my medicine, man? Oh, I totally could use some medicine right now." And without even getting up, you hear like a match strike, and the light from the match sort of goes dim and gets bright as a little puff of smoke comes up. He's like, "Oh man, my medicine, yeah." And so Open Reel, he's like, he stands up. He's like, "That sounded like it came from the archives, gentlemen." And he starts turning and running. "Follow me!" he screams as he sort of runs back over towards this door. I'm going to try and do something really unusual right now, which is not an attach, but a fixed joint, a hinge joint, or a spring joint. Hinge joint. So I think I want to hinge joint these 2 things together, and then see if I can unlock the door. Oh, the axis is wrong. See, hence the problem. So if I go back to, I was kind of hoping I could get it to swing, but I don't want to fuck around with it too much. I'm going to delete the Fog of War. I'm going to hit F8 on this door. Take this door out of the way. Rotate 0. Open Reel swings this door open in the back. But because it's hinged, it opens weird. It opens like one of those weird, whatchamacallit, goofy fucking fancy doors. He peers into the darkness Not the darkness so much, but he peers into this back room here. He's like, the archives, and he coughs a little bit as this giant waft of smoke sort of rolls up into his face. Brudnir? Nope, we're going to start with Rufus. Rufus, what do you do?
Well, he's going to basically immediately just rush right to the room.
Okay, guys. So he points as you fly into this room through this open door. You see that it opens up into a set of stairs that go down like an old stone, well worn set of stone stairs that descend into sort of a finished room. Like the room is finished in rocks. The walls are all rock finished with some artisanal designs. There's a bunch of bookshelves down here. You can see scribes' desks and certain equipment and whatnot. Like you'll notice that there's like some broken barrels and some pushed over things. Like somebody has been down here and has created a bit of a ruckus. They've sort of been kicking ass and taking names. There's broken barrels and things tipped over. Books and shelves are kind of pushed out of the way as if somebody was down here searching for a thing. And that's what you notice when you come down the stairs. So I'm going to put you right here where this flashing arrow deal is, where I'm tabbing.
I'm going to follow suit. I'm following right behind. Did you move us all? No.
I had myself muted there while I was coughing. Brudnir, what are you doing?
I will head over as well. And I think I'll wrap my chain out on my wrist and summon one of the astral hounds.
All right. Now we didn't put a roll in for that, did we? Do you remember?
What's that?
There's no roll. You just summon him.
Yeah, it just costs the 5 hit points.
Okay, that is correct. All right, so you appear. Let's see if I got a dog. That's the armored dog. What about spec? Did I put it under spectral? Is it hound? There it is. Ghostly hound. Kaboosh. Oh man, I must have fucked this one up too. What is going on here? I just noticed that he doesn't turn the right way. Okay, so Ghostly Hound, and where are you? Did you go down into the basement as well? So you're sort of at the bottom of the stairs?
I kind of put me where everyone else was up here. But if I can do a double move with the winged boots and summon him, that's cool too.
Sure, have at her. You appear at the bottom of the stairs. Again, looking around, you see that there's a bunch of hastily pushed over random bookshelves. You'll notice back over here, there's some broken bits of tipped over barrels and knocked over vases and stuff like that. As you come into this room, you can glance back over here through this little area and see that some of these tables were pushed over. You get the sense that somebody, this is the scribes area. OpenReal tells you as we're going to actually split over to. I'm assuming, Daryl, you're going to do the same thing. Darren heads off down here.
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay. OpenReal, he comes down from the top of the stairs. He lands at the bottom and he looks around. He's like, oh, such disarray. Oh. He's like, years of work have gone into this archives. He's like, this is the room in which the scribes work. And you can see there's some light on some of these tables. Fortunately, nothing has caught fire. And he looks around and he's like, there must be something near the back of the archives. Quickly, we should hurry in that general direction. And he points to the sort of the back end back here. Follow me, gentlemen. And as he walks through this library, this little area and shit like that, he's pointing to things that are out of place. He's like, the shelf has been pushed over. Much haste. Oh. He's like, and he starts thinking to himself. He can't remember. You hear him say to himself, was anybody working this morning here? He's thinking. And as you're walking through with him, Rufus, are you going to follow OpenReal? What are you doing as he makes his way to the back?
Yeah, no, he's going to follow him just in case any shit hits the fan. He's there to kind of protect.
Okay. You know what? I realized that
I'll follow parallel, but on the other side of their bookcases myself.
right? I had a thing at one time that I realized that I no longer have. So what I'm going to do is
Happens when you get older.
Huh?
I had a thing that I no longer have.
Oh,
Yeah, just put your thing back in your pants there, mister.
I
Noble
didn't
woman.
expect that. That's all I'm saying. Behave you.
We're gonna. Oh, what? Hey, god damn it! I'm watching you guys. There, I locked her in place. Now, do I have objects, saved objects, blood? See if I got blood.
Shit.
I do have blood. Oops.
Shame on you, Gary.
Blood splat right on top of her. There we go. She's covered in blood. There is not a noble woman, but you notice, Rufus, actually make me a notice check to see if you can notice this, or somebody else will maybe find her. Never mind. You spot it. I'm just going to put her on here. As you sort of get up here, open rail, he starts to panic a little bit. He sees through some of the bookcases, and he starts making his way over this way. One of the scribes has been down here in this corner. Now, as you approach, he looks at her and he calls her name out, and he's like, "Oh, Wanda, what happened?" And so he's like, "She was a master archivist. She has a weirdly innate ability to know where all of the books indexed in the libraries were. It appears she has met a foul end." And yeah, you see that she's been fucking clubbed out, and that why 000 this? Put it at 0.97. And so Rufus, open rail points at this thing, and you see that she's laying in a pile of blood. She's obviously being clubbed in the back of the head, and she's bleeding out in the ground, completely dead. As you do so, as you walk up and look at her, describe Wanda Master Art. Yes, I appreciate that somebody has taken the time to write in the whatchamacallit on her. That's cool. Who did that, by the way? Was that Daryl?
Did what?
Yeah, it was Charles.
What did he write?
Just mouse over Wanda.
Inability. Weird inability. Nicely done.
You can have a hero coin for that. All right, Rufus. So you see her laying there on the ground, face down, except I don't have a backside for this model. And yeah, the backside of her hair is sort of pushed off to the side. She's got, you can see a little bit of brain matter. She was clubbed quite profusely in the back of the cranium, and she's just laying there dead on the ground. Open rail. He just breaks down. He can't believe that this has happened. What do you do?
Is there a murder weapon close at hand? Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's much there's not much we can do to save her. I mean, she's dead. But is there any sort of footprints or anything? We could bring her back to life. Yeah. Is there any I don't know, any footprints or anything? Maybe they walked through the blood or something, and it's leading off somewhere.
Make me a perception check. Although I feel like this is just going to be one of those pointless things. As you look around, you can tell the direction of, what's gone where, because the bookcases to your left or her left, let's say these bookcases right here. I'm not sure what direction this is. In this direction, these bookcases have been hastily pushed over. So you know that whatever altercation happened here, the person that did this or whatever has gone off in that direction. I'm trying to buy some time and work behind the scenes as I find something. It's what I'm trying to do here. So, yeah, you can tell that there's no blood tracks, no marks, none of that stuff. You deduce that she was helping somebody find some items in the books shelves down here, possibly, and that she was clubbed in the back of the head.
Totally surprised. There's no signs of struggle.
Right.
I will send my hound to go search for someone. Sick 'em.
Okay. So your
Yeah.
hound,
But sorry.
yeah, he takes off in this general direction. He's going to make it right over to this area over here. He goes there without hesitation. So, Brudnir, are you going to follow him?
Well, I'm gonna look across the body at Rufus, and I'll say, "I guess she got," and I pull down my visor, "checked out."
I feel like I
Oh,
should.
good lord.
I feel like I
Fucking
should.
Crusoe.
We're doing a
He pulled
police
the Crusoe.
procedural. Come on.
Oh,
I feel like I should take that fucking hero
Hero
token
card back.
back.
Enter the CSI theme song right now. Thanks, David Caruso.
You know what?
We're gonna have to follow. We're gonna have to follow the Spectral Hound. We're gonna have to.
I reach down and I'm gonna have De'Aaron reach down and he's gonna close her eyes and just take his cloak off. I'm assuming he has a little cloak and just puts it over her, just covers the body, and says a little prayer. And walks off towards the dog too.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so the
Who
dog
is this Darren? Jesus.
the dog takes off
Aaron,
towards this back room. As you guys come around these last few bookshelves, you notice that the back wall of this particular area has been blown open. Openrel, he looks at you guys. He's like, I'm afraid I can go no further, friends. I'm at a loss for words. I'm disheartened, I'm dismayed. I'm all of the disses, so to speak. As you can tell, I'm quite tongue-tied. I must get Wanda and take care of her. And he just sort of kneels down as he's openly weeping over Wanda, and then he sort of stands and he walks away. He heads back up to the stairs. You get the gist that he's going to get help so that they can clean the mess up and do stuff, or he's going to go call the guard. Maybe I should call Knight Elite and have her come in. There's been a murder, and he just wanders off. So, Rufus, you come around the corner and you see all of these bookcases and bookshelves and everything has been exploded. This wall has obvious scorch marks all around it. The explosion that you heard was somebody blowing this wall apart. And oddly enough, behind this wall is this weird room that doesn't look like it's been here. Like there's no door to come in here. This wall went completely across, and the explosion has basically identified this secret sort of room, so to speak, or this long lost, forgotten room. Openrel, he turns to walk away, and you're looking at what's going on back here. What is it you would like to do?
I think he's just going to flat out walk right in.
Okay. This room is covered in dust. At the far end of this room is a chest that has been opened. The lid has popped open. There's some things that are still in it. But this room looks like it hasn't seen the light of day in probably 50 years. In fact, in the center of this room, there's a pile of ash that you can sort of make out that there's some kind of bones in. And, it's got sort of a sooty smell, like some foul deed in the past happened in this room. As you walk into this room, I want to put these things in here, but I'm going to explain what they are. Now, it's very dark in this room, and you can barely make out the pile of ash inside of this room. Shrink this guy down. 8. Everybody is size 1. V, Control V, E. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have renamed them. There. Rufus, you enter this room. Upon doing so, like I said, you see this chest off in the corner. It's very dark. The walls are lined with like these cabinets, or you know what I mean, wall mounted sort of cabinets that are filled with old scrolls and lost tombs. The area is very dusty from the rocks and stuff settling. It's very dark in this room. In fact, so much so that I'm going to use, because I have them, my lighting effects to reduce the lighting in this area. But as you're standing here looking into the room, you think that you can see what appears to be shadows moving in the distance, almost as if they're pouring in from or coming towards you from the back of the room.
Interesting. Okay. Well, at that point, his training is going to kick in. He's just going to flat out draw his sword and take a defensive stance.
Okay. That puts us over to Brednir. What are you doing there, Bredster? You and the ghostly hound. Now the ghostly hound starts barking. Your spectral doggy, Baron there. He's standing right by. I'm going to move him up and put him right beside Rufus. He's looking at Rufus. He's looking in, and he's barking ferociously into the darkness, where you can barely perceive weird shadowy figures moving around in the back of this room.
I will pull up to him and pull out my bow, and I'll just give him the sick him and let him go.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, so let's move Rufus into the room. Rufus actually gets some decent movement, so he's going to just shoot off into this corner, and if you want him to attack this figure, you can just roll for him to attack.
Okay. Did we say he had a +1, +2? Doesn't matter, it's a 19.
There you go. All right, roll for some damage.
Weapon or just basic?
Weapon.
I don't remember. Okay. It's a 5.
Okay, so you can't really make out what's going on. The dog is in the back. He seems to have jumped on something, and he's jumping around and making a lot of noise throughout this area in the back here, almost as if he's not standing still. Like he jumps at it and then sort of turns around and comes back at it, and you get the sense that your dog is moving around more than he should, which is sort of something that just sort of sticks in your brain. Darren, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm going to call back to Darren. We need some light.
There's Darren. Darren. Did he go AFK again, that son of a bitch? All right, well, we'll let Darren do his business when he shows up here. I'm going to actually start flipping my timer because it's going to be around to me. We'll put this at rotation value 2. You call for Darren to bring forth some light. And as you do so, these shadowy figures sort of appear in front of you. Now, it's very dark in this room. It's very hard to see anything. Nothing is there. There is no light source coming from within this room other than the light source that's coming from the back here. And as these shadowy figures get closer, you can see that at some point they sort of, I don't want to say become solid, but you can make out that it's a definitely like a complete black figure, especially Rufus, you, as this one sort of leaps forward, and as it comes forward, this entirely black shadow-like figure, almost as if it's made of like thick wispy smoke, sort of materializes in front of you and lashes out at you. So these two guys are going to attack Rufus. The other one's back dealing with the dog. +2. Oh my goodness!
Oh my god. Who was this against?
Rufus.
Oh my god, time for another character.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh man, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm the new guy.
Let's pick on a new guy, eh? Really?
I was the new guy.
Holy shit.
He's down.
Wow. Rufus, these black shadows fly out from the back of this sort of hidden room that's back here, and just you don't see it coming, man. They find purchase in your armor. Their armor, their fingers and hands sort of sink in through your breastplate. You could feel them penetrate through your skin, and it's almost as if they're like sort of grab your heart and start squeezing. You immediately start puking up blood. Your eyes sort of bulge out of your head a little bit as these things stick their fingers right inside of your chest cavity and just start squeezing and wreaking havoc on your interior. And then they slowly like fade away or shine back from the light. Shine back. They disappear back into the darkness a little bit, and you collapse to the ground. Wow, that was brutal.
Couldn't shoot them as they start to drift back or attack them.
That is their turn. Actually. Yeah, you can go. We passed you because you weren't here. I called your name out.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was sorry. I was IBS, man. Not good.
Nope. Have at her. I'm going to say that you can blast them because you would have gone ahead of them. You can blast them while they're in the light in like a solid form, while they have their hands inside of Rufus.
Oi! Leave Rufus alone. I shoot. That, my friends, is a 19. Is that good enough, huh?
Yes, it is.
Electrical energy comes flaring out. That's 8 points. I'll fire again because I'm lucky. Come on, give me a 22. Oh, I got the 2, but not the 0. All right.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's it. You're done?
I shot my wad.
Okay, so you shoot your wad and these shadows disappear into the back. You can hear Baron barking from the back of the room. These guys have come up. Rufus, you're going to roll me your death saving, your D6. See how many rounds you live for. Please make it good. That was a little brutal right out of the gate.
Fucking scary, man.
Okay.
That's
so
two.
Jesus.
You got your dead and dying 2 rounds. Okay, so I flipped the timer. Rufus has rolled his D6, and now you're going to make me a Constitution? No, yes. Sorry, it's Constitution. You got to make me a Constitution.
That's a straight D20.
Sorry, it's a D20. Yeah, you got to. Okay, so that's a fail. Yeah, just to be clear on that, because I know I effed it up. If you're in dead or dying, so the other guys make an intelligence wisdom check and say don't dying, and if they succeed, you stabilize. But you need an actual 20 to pop up.
That's right.
Okay. So that's going to put your timer down to 1 because that was your 1 round, and then we scooch back to Brudnir. Brudnir, as these things sort of dissipate into the back, almost as if the light has made them not materialize, but you can tell that the light affects them in some way. When they came up, they sort of became solid, and then as they faded back into the shadows, they became sort of more wispy and transparent. And now they're in the back of this room, sort of in the shadowy areas of this room, hiding a little bit.
I'll call out to Baron to come, and when he gets here, I'll have him guard. But I'm gonna do "Don't Die on Me" for Rufus. What does he look like?
Who's that? Rufus?
Yeah, he said like they grabbed him, but what's it look like?
He doesn't actually have any wounds other than a bit of blood coming out of his mouth. His eyes are red, that kind of stuff. But he doesn't actually have any physically open gaping wounds. It's as if they reached inside him and did some internal damage.
Okay. Well, I'll give him like the old, I don't know, rub his chest. I don't know, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay. You just have to say "Don't die on me," man. That is a success. All right, so you lean over, you give him a couple of smooches. You're like, "We can't suffer another casualty this soon into the battle, Rufus. Don't die on me, man. I can't take it."
Rufus, right? That's his name, right? Rufus?
Rufus, yeah.
Rufus, yeah.
No, I say that to Daryl.
Oh.
I think so.
Fantastic. All right, Darren.
Yeah. All right. Well, were you successful on it?
Mhm.
Is he
Yeah.
stabilized? Okay.
Yes.
Do I see any of them, or are they completely dark?
If you're going to shoot into the darkness with these things, because they sort of blend in so well, it's going to be a hard attack for you to shoot them back there. Also, remember, I said there's no light source other than the light coming in from the room behind you. It's just
What
basically.
about my bow? Is it providing? Because I have an arrow nocked. Is it shedding any kind of light?
Well, yeah, because it's an electrical, it shoots electricity or whatever. It would have the light from the electricity coming off of it, that blue glow kind of a thing.
It's a hard shot, eh? Okay.
Mhm. They're in the dark. They're in the wisps. They're in their element.
Can
the
I?
wispy shadows.
But there's no rule for here to wait till they come close as they approach.
You can put yourself on hold.
I shall do so, sir.
Okay. So yeah, going on hold is full on a thing. You can do that pretty much in any game. So you're standing there with your arrow cocked. We've got Brudnir bent over Rufus, holding his head up, unable to withstand the possibility that another fellow companion could have fallen so quickly. And in doing so, these three shadowy figures now move forward towards Brudnir, and one of them comes from the back. I'm going to put him right about here somewhere. And
All right then.
Is my dog on guard, or did I not have time for that?
yep, he is on guard. He ran back, and you put him on guard. So these guys are going to come up, and they're going to swoop in on Brudnir. I'm going to give you 2 attacks, and then your dog, because he's on guard, is going to sort of jump in front of the third one.
Sure.
Please no more
And
220s.
I'll fire as well. I get to shoot as well.
16 and
Holy
an 18.
shit.
Okay. The dog and Daryl can go first because they become part of, because they're on guard. You're on guard, you're on hold.
The one I shot before, I'm going to follow up on him. He's my main target.
Shadowy figure 1.
As you
Shadowy
wish.
figure
I didn't know which
2.
number. I didn't check it. I'm going to
Yep.
fire and hopefully I'll hit.
I'm just numbering them now. Ooh, nice.
So he had damage from before. Now he's got 12 more points. Electrical damage.
Oh, wow. Okay, so as your arrow pierces this thing, it steps forward into the light. You can see it solidify. As your arrow flies into it, the light from your arrow also seems to make it materialize more so than it was before. Like you can see it solidify just as your arrow pierces into it. And as the light for the electrical arc from your arrow sort of hits this thing, it just dissipates into it's almost as if it becomes shadow as it disappears. And then you hear it
Jesus
give out
Christ.
this deathly wail as it dies.
Okay. Oh,
That's
Jesus Christ. What the fuck are these things? And he pivots and he shoots another one approaching.
Shoot away.
Blam!
Wow.
Brudnir, go ahead and roll for your dog as well.
6 points, and I'll shoot the same one again.
Woof.
Oh, shot somebody.
Jesus Christ.
Possibly.
The dog. You shoot the dog. Roll for damage. I can't believe you roll a fucking.
6.
Okay, so
I roll more ones in this game than I do criticals. That's for certain.
all right. So the Baron squeals as the electrical arrow. He just happens to dive in front of it, and you nail the Baron for 6 points.
Fuck.
He had a perfect shot lined up on that one, and you knocked him out of it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Okay.
exactly.
So that's it for your turn. So now it goes back to me. Now I've rolled 2 attacks on Brudnir, but you've managed to kill one, Darren, before it got near Brudnir. So I'm going to disallow one of those, and I'm just going to hit you with 1 weapon damage. I should probably just shoot off the side of the table.
I did pretty good there.
Yeah, you
Saved you some damage.
You're going to take a whopping 5 points of damage, Brudnir.
And my Duranium Signet's going to flare off
Okay.
to kill 4 of that, so I take 1.
Okay, so as this guy sort of pops up and he makes his attack on you, he's going to sort of shoot back off to the sides into the shadows, and so is this guy. That's going to make me spin my timer down. I'm changing the timer rules because what I've realized, I think, in doing the math, is that when it comes around to my turn on a 1, which is what it is now, I should act because that actually turns it into a D5 instead of a D4. Does that make sense? Waiting for it to go around another turn. So it's on 1 now. When it comes around to my turn, I'm going to act on my threats, treats, and timers die when it's on a 1. Rufus, you are laying on the ground in a massacred pile of your own blood and guts. So we're going to skip past you and head to Brudnir.
Is there any portable sources of light? I look back in the room.
Yeah, actually, sure. The objects, saved objects. I think I even actually might have. This lantern is not it. Light post. See if I can grab this lantern out of the sky. There we go. Unlock.
Whoa.
This stupid thing moving around. Here you go. A
Okay.
green lantern.
Is it durable? Could I throw it in there or?
You could make me a dexterity check and throw it into the room, and depending on how well you do, will determine what happens with this thing. Like if we're talking it's a 1 to 5, it's going to break. If it's anything above that, you should be all right.
12.
An 11.
12.
12? Okay. So this lantern flies into the center of this room. It crashes into a I'm gonna make it hover right there and lock it in place. It crashes and the glass breaks. The oil from the lantern sort of spreads out and illuminates the entire room with a burst of some sort of weird green light from this fuel that it's burning. And in doing so, completely illuminates the two shadowy figures. They hiss a little bit at the light and become more solid. And in my description of that would be sort of like when they're in the shadows, they seem to be loosely put together. They seem to be more transparent. And when the light hits them, they come together into a more solid object. This light has put them in that state.
Mm-hmm. Can I move?
Yep, you still have your move turn. You have the winged boots,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Baron to guard Rufus's body. So
okay.
I'll point and say guard. And I'm going to. Can I drag him at all, or is just
Sure
the
can.
throwing was my action? Okay, I'm gonna drag him back.
All right. Let's say that you make it to right about there before Rufus goes down again.
Can't move. And so, because he's guarding, he's gonna come with.
Okay. I get the gist of your deal there, and then that's going to put us around to Darren.
He'll move in. Where the heck did he go? Where did he
Who's
advance
that?
to? I don't see. Where your finger is? There?
What are you looking at or looking for?
I'm looking for Brudnir. Where did he step into?
Oh,
I've
he's-
dragged Rufus out.
Yeah.
He went back. Yeah, went backwards.
And now do I see them properly? Do I see
Yes.
them like they are and they're visible? Okay.
Yep.
I hit number 2 before, right?
I believe that's a possibility. Yes, you did.
I looked at you. Okay, I'm going to fire on him.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a sec here.
Fucking
There we go.
Rufus takes the shit kicking right out of the gate.
Boom.
Nice.
Shoot him again. That's 8 points. Fire again. Give me a fucking 20 for all the ones I roll. That is a 17.
Okay, if you do 6 points, this thing's going to dissipate.
I do 7.
Fantastic. So this shadowy figure just again lets out this horrific sort of squeal as it just sort of dissipates into back into its shadowy form.
Darren.
And I will pivot to the left and fire on number 3. Give me a 20. Well, it's a 15. It's good enough. Come on, big 8. Big 8. Give me an 8. Oh, 7. 11 points of damage.
Nice. Okay.
I'll hit him up one last time. Or unless he's dead.
Nope.
And no. I fucked
it. Beautiful. Okay, so the Baron is guarding Rufus. You're back here as well, Brudnir. So this shadowy figure is going to sort of leap forward and attack Darren. Scroll
I will
out.
inspire him with my signal horn.
Natural 20. Here we go. It was on a 20 and rolled over to 5. Okay, so this thing is going to use a little bit of its move to sort of move back away into the what it deems to be the shadows, but it's kind of fucked, and it knows it as it sort of hesitates here in this where it's trying to find the shadows. It realizes that it's in its turmoil. Now, 1 second. I would like everybody to make me that's alive and up and standing to make me a dexterity check. Dice lands on 4. What happens as you guys are sort of shooting and blasting and these things are moving around, if you don't succeed on your dexterity check, you're going to get hit in the head by some falling rocks from above because the area has not become unstable, but because of the blast and shit like that, some of the material from the roof and stuff like that has been loosened up as well. And so there's the occasional rock and debris are falling down upon your head. It looks like everybody... Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's roll some
5 for him.
Roll some weapon effort. So he takes 2 points of damage.
Oh, sorry.
That puts him at 8 of 10, so he's still kicking. And Brudner, what are you doing? Because it goes around to you.
There's just the one over there now.
Yep.
Okay. Rufus is good. I'm gonna go over there and shoot him. Shoot with a bow. It's a solid miss.
Nice. Well done. As you shoot into the darkness.
Can I have my dog do a recovery?
Sure can.
Okay. He does. I don't know what his con is. 0.
Yeah,
Fine,
it would be 0.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
There. Okay.
All right, Darren.
All right, motherfucker. It's time to pay the piper. That's right. That's a warning shot. Next. Fucking asshole.
You have to lower your visor when you say something cool.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this shadowy figure lurches again forward towards you. It attacks with great malice. Rolls a natural 20. Oh.
Natural 2. Oh, I flip him off. You can't hit me. What's the matter with you, you stupid wanker?
Yeah, it leaps back into the shadows after it sort of swipes in your general direction. Going to move my timer, and that puts us to Brudnir.
Okay. I'll pop out again.
Take that, you fucker.
Bow shot. That's a 13, so that works.
Okay.
Fuck him up.
4, 5, 6. 6 points.
Okay. Yeah. This thing lets out this wispy, unvocalized sort of, just a rasp, kind of like without any actual substance to it. It's more like gas sort of escapes from it than anything. Like a valve is blown, and that's the sort of the hissing noise that it makes as your arrow penetrates its fleshy, sort of solid black skin. Darren?
That's still up. This fucking thing.
Yeah. I'll just have my dog to recover again.
Come on already. Fucking hit this thing. IT. Oh, not me. Shit. I rolled a 2 again.
You're consistent.
Fuck
Here-
this.
Here it comes, buddy. It comes forward out of the darkness once again.
I
Makes
deserve that.
this gaseous hiss. Your general direction.
Farted
again,
on me.
That's right.
Spectral thoughts.
18
Oh.
plus 2, 20. That's going to be a hit. Shadowy claw damage for 5 points as this thing sort of rakes its hand quickly across your chestial area and then disappears back into the darkness.
I have
So-
no hit points here.
Corey, does Rufus have family?
No. He was one of those orphan kids who just,
Sold
You know.
into the service.
yeah. In the service of the city, to keep him out of trouble, work for these guys.
Okay, I've moved
My
my
elite
rotation
force of
value
orphan soldiers.
down to 2,
Yep.
and that puts it back to Brudnir's turn.
I'll pop out again. Are we doing Battle Fury?
Yes.
Cool. I'll pop out and shoot again. Doesn't matter because I hit, but thought I'd ask. All right. Now I have a Battle Fury. And then recovery for my dog again. Because I just have him guarding. No, not this time.
Okay, you can figure that stuff out. We'll go around to Brudnir while you're doing your rolling your dice.
Okay, I'll go again.
Brudner. Oh, what? Did you skip me or?
He's making up for all the times he skipped me. He's giving me 2 turns.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not what's happening. You could just roll the dice that pertain to you and take care of your own business while I move on to Darren. You can roll your recovery
We go
dice.
12,
Figure out your own math.
17. And I hit him for 9 points damage.
All right, so that takes care of the third and final shadowy figure.
Right in the fucking chicklets.
Yeah, it just you hear this weird sort of hiss of steam and gas explode from it as it just dissipates into the darkness.
Win a bit too.
There's my PDF, and
Oh shit, no I won't move in. I'll stay right where I was. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I'm knocking everybody over.
okay. Excuse me. I got to bring in.
Oh, we can. I wonder if we're still in combat. If we're not, I'm gonna try and heal.
Nope,
Rufus.
you seem to be out of combat right now. I'm just trying to find my back. Oh, wait a second. I don't need. I wasn't thinking of that. I was looking for something. You hear behind you, Casra has come down. She's like weeping over the body of her lost companion. Casra's in behind you. She's like, "Oh, Wanda, your ability to find books will be missed. Your innate ability to know where all the books in this library are will be greatly missed." And Open Reel and Casra are sort of saying some prayers over her, some kind of like sort of library prayers. Castra sort of comes through and she calls out to the three of you standing by there. She's like, "What is this? What have you found back there? Oh, poor Rufus. He was such a fine soul." And she comes over and she sort of consoles him and says, a couple sort of librarian-ish prayers to the gods of the libraries as she sort of pats him on the head and, "Yeah, I can't believe this single murder has turned into two unnecessary deaths. What shame! What shame. It's going to be hard tickling
I'll,
the blue smurf tonight. But I will manage.
I will be casting healing touch on him. He's not
Okay.
dead, is he?
Nope.
Dead,
No.
or it's just I'm gonna cast healing touch on him until he comes back up,
Okay.
or until I get him healed.
All right. So you spend
We're
a
out
few
of
minutes
combat. So.
popping him up. You can put yourself back to full health. You spend a few minutes. Casra's quite happy to see that your eyes flutter open, and as you look up, Rufus, the first thing that your ears hear is her bent over, sort of. She's rubbing your head a little bit, and she's sort of whispering to herself about how she's going to have a rough time tickling the brown Smurf tonight, but she'll make do.
While I'm casting on him, I kind of, just before, in between prayers, before he's up, I think he's got something in his throat too. He might need some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You might want to help him. Only you can help him. So he wakes up and she's
Yeah, she's got her little granny mouth puckered up, and she's coming in for some smooches, and she's like, some of the old fables tell tale of a time when a young, beautiful woman would cure a man of his ailments with a simple kiss. And
but
she's
that young, beautiful woman got old.
Exactly.
She does. What was that?
Time wasn't very nice, was it?
What was that? I didn't hear anything.
Nothing. I said it. The time has passed quickly, eh?
She's pretending not to hear what you said because she wants to kiss Rufus. Yeah.
Oh, go be my guest. He's very appreciative of your tender ministrations.
Yes, she's giving you some loving motherly caresses. Oh, it's been some time since I've seen my young boy. Oh, these intimate moments. Not with my young boy. Forget that I said that. That's not what I meant. But yes, my son would be about your age.
He kind of looks like you too.
Oh, this shit's gone south quick.
Yeah, we're gonna take a fucking sharp left and steer away from this.
Shitty.
That's not what I meant. Yeah, I'm distraught.
Are there any more of those ghouls that could kill me now? Like,
I think he's all right now, and I kind of brush her aside and I help him up, and I says, "Oh, you all right, brother?"
oh, I think so. Last thing I remember was the dark hitting me, and then I'm out. I'm gone. Did I miss anything?
Well, we managed to apprehend him and we brought you from the jaws of death, but you were a beacon of inspiration to us all. Without your heroic stand, we would not have had the mettle to survive, right?
You know what's funny from my angle of attack here. It looks like Thazit is in the far room.
Yeah.
Right.
When you open up the room, that's exactly what I saw.
It's too funny. It looks like he's casting a spell from down the hallway.
Like he did giant growth.
Rufus, you get up, you shake the dirt off a little bit, you feel much better, especially after Darren comes over and blasts you with a couple of healing spells. You can sort of feel your innards putting themselves back into the position that they were once at. Casra, as she was hanging out over top of Scribe Wanda, she was looking around doing a thing, and she's like, gentlemen, now that Rufus has come to and he's feeling much better, unfortunately, quite fortunately due to the aid of my wonderful kiss. Just kidding, gentlemen. She laughs a little bit. She's like, here, I don't know why I'm laughing. People are dying everywhere. My friend Wanda is dead, and here I am laughing. Oh, I'm such the fool. She says, I found these over by the by her dead body, by Scribe Wanda. She must have been looking for these, and she hands you 3 books, 2 small red leather books. And she's like, this morning when we were talking, and I told you of the book that Tad Aslap had in his collection, it was one of the books of Ren of the Blade, and it just so happens that these 2 small red leather books here comprise the collectional, the collected memoirs of Ren of the Blade, which is, what circumstance, perhaps? It just so happened to be there. It's possible. Most of them. She looks at these 2 books and
My eye, and I just grabbed the 2 books. Me being super polite for Darren, and he just flips them open, He's basically looking to see if there's any markers or indications, crimped pages, anything that would indicate somebody's looking for a certain passage.
All right.
You know, or a
So
certain, you know what I mean?
make me an intelligence check.
Fuck. Well, at least I got a +1. Oh, 16. Oi!
Nice. You skim through one of the books, one of these red leather books, and as you're sort of looking through it, you can tell that one of the pages or a couple of the pages in this book have been excised with a very, very sharp knife. Like, it took a keen eye to notice that these pages have been cut out. You're not quite sure what the pages were.
I
But
will ask her.
This
Look,
book,
it's like somebody vandalized these 2 pages. Who would know what these were? Do you have copies of this book anyway?
no, she's like, that book there in particular, I do believe was Tad Aslap's book. And she points to it. She's like, that's one of the books that was taken. It appears that you have found it, and that pages were missing from it. If anybody would know what pages those could have been, it would be Tad. He would be the one to know.
Right. Where the fuck is Zaza when you need him? Oh, right, he's recovering. Fuck,
So
he's
the,
good for this shit.
The other book is a large white leather book, and it is entitled The Weave, A Practical Observation of Impractical Occurrences. You happen to know that this is the book that Wurkunderdoodle was looking for. This is his book. So you've recovered 2 of the books. They were near her body, and she hands you the other one as well. Like, perhaps.
Okay, but why?
Go ahead.
Why was she in possession of them?
No, who? Wanda?
I mean, these were stolen, right? These were books that were reported missing. All of a sudden, they're here.
Yes.
Yes.
One
The
can
fuck
only.
is this?
Yes. Well, make me an intelligence check there, or any one of you actually could make me an intelligence check.
Ew, I'm on fucking fire.
Sorry, that was really fucking funny. In fact, here you could have a fucking hero token, you son of a bitch, because that made me laugh out loud. As you take this book and look at it, you're like, why are there 2 books here that were stolen? And you start doing the math. You look over at Wanda's dead body, her head obviously crushed, so she obviously didn't steal these books. And you start piecing the puzzle together a little bit here, and you realize that this Ellison character that you quite possibly think it is must have come in with her. She helped him find a book or something that she was looking for, and in doing so, he must have turned on her and caved her head in. And then somehow he knew of this secret room that's behind you. So he, do you remember one of them telling you about the horn of blasting? He used the horn of blasting to sort of blow this wall open and come into this room that somehow he knew was here. So you start piecing the puzzle together. You realize that she helped him find some either a third book or the map of this, or not a map, but like old building instructions or something. And then he killed her when he got what he needed, blew the door open, and then in doing so must have dropped the books on the ground.
God.
Right?
But this third book, he still has it.
He still has other things that you're unaware of.
But he took something from here as well. So
Yes,
maybe there's an inventory of that inside room, and we could just by looking through it, we can figure out what's missing, what he took.
So, the Cassra does not know what this room is. She is unsure.
Who would know?
Let's see here. Who would know what this room is?
Because whoever has access to this hidden room would probably know its inventory or has them cataloged. If we can figure out what's missing, then we have an idea what the third book is, and then we can go see the other fool and question him about the 2 missing pages.
If it says in here who.
Sorry, it's just my way of thinking, right? I mean, you've got, let's say, 300, 400 books in this room. One of them's missing. They might have an inventory. I don't know if they do. That way we can know what's missing and have an idea of its contents. And then we could follow up on our lead with the 2 missing pages from the book we have, the red book.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out if they're following the Dewey Decimal System.
Well, don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Castra tells you that she is unaware, and Openrel, as he comes back, being that he's one of the oldest guys here and he's sort of the head of this whole deal, he's like, I'm afraid whatever foulness has happened in this room behind us would be lost to the ages. It appears that, over time, when different governments or powers come into play, they like to erase history. You know what they say? History is written by the victors, the spoils go to the victors, etc., etc. And it appears that in the past at some time, as he's looking through this room here, he gives you the idea that it looks like they've tried to seal knowledge in this room and, burn the people that were in here. Whoever was in power when they were overthrown was taken here, burned up, and then this room was sealed off and sort of forgotten over time, which is his deduction of the situation. So he's not quite sure.
I am going to look inside the room quickly and
Mhm.
do a search.
Yeah,
Okay.
can we have them take a look at the shelves too?
And I'll look as well, yeah.
Sure, thanks. So
See
you
if I can
guys-
find something interesting. Even if it's not pertaining to the case, if I find something interesting, maybe I'll get Thaz a little gift.
Sounds good. So you guys walk into this room. Now that the battle has passed, your adrenaline has calmed down a little bit. When you get to the back of the room, you'll notice that the room is actually good. I have anything like that. The back of the room has been blown out as well, and you can hear rushing water coming from this open area. You can tell this is the way that whoever was down here, be it Ellison or whoever, somebody came into this room, took some loot, and then left by blowing a hole in this wall. And the noise that you can hear is the sewer system beyond this wall. It drops down into the sewers underneath the city. And so whoever you're chasing went this way. And that's exactly what you hear, crashing noises. I want to tell you what's inside of this thing too. Actually, Darren, we're going to actually go with Rufus. Let's start with Rufus. Rufus, what are you doing? Everybody moves into this room and starts sort of looking around at different things.
Well, he's not really one for books and all that, so he's going to try and carry on with the investigation, I guess. Check out the blown hole at the back, and he's not going to know what was in here, so he's just going to check out stuff that he can look at, I guess. The blown wall, maybe the direction it's going, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
See if he can pick up a lead or something.
Bad boy. So this room, as you walk in and sort of make your way to the back and look down here, you can tell that this goes off into the sewers. This area here disappears back into the to the sewer structure. He obviously used the horn of blasting to blow the wall out and disappeared into the sewers and is making his escape. Roll me a... you don't really need to roll me anything. That's what you find as you're sort of walking around. Brednir, what are you doing?
I will look at the big chest in the corner.
Okay, so you walk over to the big chest. The first thing that catches your eye is there, where the lock is, sticking out of the lock is a small pin-like thorn kind of a thing sticking out. Like this treasure chest was trapped, and it looks like the trap was sprung. You notice that there's a bit of green, goopy, sort of thick, syrupy liquid on it, as well as some blood. So whoever disarmed the trap whoever unlocked the chest triggered the trap, and in doing so was injured in some fashion. The chest and the contents of the shelves in here are all quite valuable. So the library is they're sort of looking at all this stuff. They're like, oh, this is a treasure trove of goodness. Look at the fountains of information from times past has been recently uncovered. Open reels. He's kind of going off. But within the chest is a headband and a potion. So like a tiara kind of a thing, but not so much a tiara. It's just a band that would go around your head with a gem on it.
Mm-hmm. Does it? It's just a headband with a gem, like a circlet or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
And then a potion. The potion, I'm just going to tell you, it's a potion of greater healing. It's written right on it. Potion of immense healing powers. Open Reel is looking through these books over here, and Cassandra, she sort of takes up, searching through some of the other areas over here. And in doing so, both of them basically tell you that this room seems to have been sealed off from the time of Denlaw. And then, about 300 years ago, this room was sealed off because that's sort of the nearest they can find any kind of early information. Open Reel, as he's looking through this, he's like, this is rather unusual. But he comes over and looks at you, Brudnir, and he points down. He's like, these sewers, they must open up into one of the rivers that feeds the Bay of New Haven here somewhere. Kind of points down and looks at you. Sorry, I was drinking my coffee. As he skims over his paperwork and stuff like that, and he tells you this in particular. He's just looking at it. He's like, yes, it seems like whatever happened here was some kind of calamity 300 years ago. Quite interesting. And then he just sort of turns and wanders back over here as he reads more stuff.
I look at him and go, yeah, it's an amazing find for a town that didn't have a lumber mill.
Yes. I don't know what you're getting at, but fuck you. How dare you open plot holes in my story, you son of a bitch! In the threads of this town. Open Reel comes over and he looks at you, Brudnir, and he's like, "What have you got there? Did you find some things in this trapped chest of doom and destruction?"
Yeah, I'll show him the headband and the potion.
Oh, quite interesting.
Labeled.
Yes, quite interesting indeed. It's a look here, and he points in his book. According to the scripture here, it appears that this Denlaw was a wizard of some renown, and apparently when he went down, they threw his equipment and gear in this chest here. But it says that he was known to wear a headband of something very similar. That is possibly it. Perhaps that is a headband of intellect that will increase your intelligence were you to attune to it. Possibly owned by Denlaw, the great wizard of the early days of New Haven.
I don't really have a headband face. Maybe I'll save it for facets.
Well, yes, you find us keepers. We'll keep the books and stuff, and you can take that and perhaps you should.
Unless you want it, Darren, I'll toss it to Darren.
What's that? See, headband of intellect?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which adds to intelligence, that's it?
Yes.
I'm, I think that might be better suited for Thazit.
You can just hang on to it. You don't have to equip it.
Okay, I'll hold on to it.
Do you want this potion too?
Which is?
It's a potion of greater healing.
Well, I suppose I can hold on to it. We can always give it to one of our fallen comrades in the future.
Yeah.
Or do I just want to drag it over here? Or?
I don't think I have one.
Now, it's just... My wife was just talking to me. I missed a part of it. I know we were inside the room and we heard the water and part of it was blown out. And were we chasing anybody or had we just looked around and found stuff?
No, we hadn't chased anybody yet. I think we should, though. We should follow the river and see if we can make pursuit.
Okay. And did I find anybody in my quick search, Gary? Anything at all?
Sorry, I was just responding to somebody in the chat here that I didn't notice was watching. What was that? You wanted to find what?
What did it? Well, the two items that I had I got for Brudner the potion of healing, greater healing. Huh?
What about them?
Well, could you put them on my sheet? I don't know where they're at.
Oh.
That and the headband. I'm going to hold on to it just as it. I'm not going to wear it. I'll just carry it.
Just write it on. I don't have
Oh,
cards
okay,
or
perfect.
any of that stuff. Yeah, just write it down.
Okay, and myself checking these shelves quickly. Did I happen to find anything?
You can make a perception check, notice check.
All right, give me a quick second, and I'm gonna this is while all this is happening. I'm looking
Yeah.
around, but if I don't find anything, I'm gonna move on to down the hallway. Nothing. That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
So
Anybody else want to do
I'm
a search
gonna-
of this room? Actually, never mind. You guys already found some loot. You're good to go. Open reel to push the story forward comes up. And he's like, "Listen, gentlemen, perhaps you should make haste. It seems that whoever you are pursuing is getting farther away the longer you look around this room. Now, if it was me and I was running the show, I would already be in hot pursuit through the sewer systems."
And on that note, let's beat fate. There we go.
All right. I'm going to give you guys, let's take a couple minutes here. I'm going to run upstairs, grab some coffee. So I'll come back down in 2 minutes and I'll get you guys to take your, move your characters off of
Okay.
this. Rudnir, you go off and where's the spectral dog? I see him. Baron goes with, leaving open reel down here with Castra and Rufus. Man, Rufus, you took it fucking hard, buddy. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pack this map. Oh, man. Fucking hate it when I get errors like that. Here. Okay. All right. We'll be back in 1 second, gentlemen. So I'm going to run upstairs and grab some coffee. Sunday one shot. Yeah. go back to my main. And is everybody back? Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm here.
Right, Charles? Okay, we're going to pick it up without Charles anyway. That is fine. Fine. Let's go to the back map here.
Let's
Okay.
face it, you just skipped him anyways.
I would have skipped him anyways. So, oh. What? Calling, this might not be the map. No, this is not the map that I want. What is going on here? Go. Saved objects. Sure that I called it sewers. So why do I not have the sewer map? Deep sewers parent and then sewers. Sitting. Okay. Hang tight, gentlemen, while I end table. Saved objects. No. Games. Table 14, Adventures League. Objects overwrite. Take you on a little bit of a journey. So I've overwritten this table. Let's go to table number 5. Put this up.
Hey, something.
Then I got to find the sewer map. Spillway. Is that what I called it? Oh, okay. Objects, saved objects, spill. There's the spillway. Okay, so I just didn't call it the sewers. It was called something else. I'm going to load the adventurers table back up. Click, and hopefully I don't have this on here already. Let's take a look and see. So the spillway. Spillway does not look like it's on here. Okay, clear. Objects, saved objects. We got to find this spillway map. I wanted to do this yesterday, but yesterday was my son's birthday. He turned 19, so happy birthday to my boy Wyatt. Didn't get a chance to come downstairs. I spent 5 hours at Costco and at Cabela's, buying shit. I spent probably $1,000 yesterday too. Jesus, man, $700 on groceries and shit like that. New Haven. All right. Okay. Ready to go. Rufus, you are standing by the back entrance of the library through the hole that you could tell was blasted into the back wall. In doing so, you can hear that, if you just sort of hop down through this little bit of a hole, you'll end up in some of the sewer tunnel ways that lead out of the city in pursuit of this mysterious bee person who you're not quite sure. You're under the assumption that it's Ellison Behringer and not Casra Brandywine. And so we're going to start with you. What is that? Your game plan then is to pop into the dungeon? I'm just going to say, fuck it, you're going. Sorry, buddy.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that was our plan, was to pop in the dungeon and chase after.
Right. This is
We
me.
just beat you to it.
I'm putting you guys on the train. Choo choo, taking away your agency. In hot pursuit of the mysterious bee creature. Let's start with that. You dive into the hole, being the heroic kind of poofster that you are. The one-shot wonder is the nickname that Rufus has got. Splash down into our characters. And put you somewhere right around there. You wander through the sewer systems. There's sort of only one way that you can go through this spillway. You follow the water as it sort of drains out of the city into this little open area, and in doing so, you guys pop into this little area here. This is part of the adventure. It's called the Spillway. This is actually a map that comes right out of the PDF that I just colorized and then dropped in here. But yeah, you pop out of this explosive little area back in these sewers. I want to say back here, come down this sort of set of stairs, and then walk into this giant open area. This adventure, this session is going to be very combat heavy because that's just what it is. Here, I did not prepare very well for today's game. Miniatures. Now, what did I want to put down here? I was going to put some things down here that were pretty sweet. Oh, yes, this is what I'm going to do. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Yes, some of that. And let's see, what else? Throw at you. What else do I want to throw at you? I'm not prepared to do that yet. I think I am going to do is No, not that either. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Sorry about the delay. This is DMing 101 at its finest. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's do these. This thing a little bit bigger. On horribly awry. I don't think it's me. I think this model is effed up for some reason. There's no way I screwed up every one of these things. I'm going to have to check that out and see. I'm going to have to look at that. It's going to be part of my deal when it's all said and done. Okay. What this thing is called. Going to be... happened. So, you guys there? I feel like I'm talking to myself.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You see this model that's right here? This one that I'm pointing at? I'm going to pick him up and spin him around. See this model? You see how his tongue, forked tongue lashing thing that's coming out of his mouth is to the left? When I spin this around, the back side, this tongue thing should actually be over on this side. It shouldn't be on this side. Something's happened to the model where it's now reversed because the tongue side is always on this side no matter which way I turn him. And that's not the way that it should be. Unless I screwed something up somewhere along the way, but I doubt it. So let's open up my Paperforge Mini and pull out this guy. So this Boss Goblin guy is one of the original ones that I did. Yeah, see, there's no way. His spear always stays on the left-hand side. Something's happened to the model. When he spins around now, on the backside, his spear should be on the other side. Maybe not. No, I don't know what's going on. That's weird. It's messing with my head right now, which is kind of screwing me up. All right, boys. So the three of you jump down into the sewers. You follow the water. It's your navigational guide. You just basically follow the dripping water out. As you're walking through the sewers, though, you can see that as you come up into this area here, it opens up into a wider area in which you see these weird-looking sort of crawler-like creatures with these big fanged maws. They're like giant worms with long slithering tongues. They're skittering along the walls in this room. They seem highly agitated, as if something has sort of set them off a little bit. You notice that one of them is a bit injured, and in fact, I'm going to put another one back in this corner here. But we're going to say that this one is dead. So you can tell that whoever came through here got into a fight with whatever nest this kind of a thing is, and in doing so has disturbed sort of the sewers. Beyond this spillway out here is the way out. You can see that this pipe here, there's daylight streaming in through this pipe. This is a little collective spillway that pours into this pipe, and this pipe goes out the side of the mountain, and you can hear that it's sort of cascading waterfall style down into a you don't know what's there because you can't see it, but you're just assuming that as it comes out of here with the daylight that it's cascading down into the river. You're not quite 100% sure. We're going to start with Rufus.
Well, we don't see, aside from the creatures, we're not actually seeing another person or anything, are we?
No. You can tell that somebody's been through here. There's signs of a battle. There is a dead creature in the background as well. I will make you... Oops. You guys are bigger. Wow, I didn't want to make you that big.
Darren, larger than life.
Right? I'll just make you size 2 in this little spillway down here.
Yeah, I'm just half wondering
which way do we come from? The left? Sorry.
You came through back here where the stairs are. You can see the stairs in the tunnel, and you got to make your way through these creatures out the spillway.
Okay.
Damn. I was just half wondering maybe we should just boogie right on through. Fuck it, just run all the way through and try and avoid them altogether. I mean, we've got no quarrel with them.
They are hungry creatures. Their gaping maws are filled with like gelatinous, goopy, sickly saliva. It starts dripping out of the side of their mouths as they eye you up. And you know the sounds of their teeth clattering together as if they're sort of cold, and they make this your teeth chatter together. Click, click, click. My dog's been doing this lately as he sits beside me. He comes in and it's almost as if he's got the shivers, and his teeth clatter together. That's what you hear from the darkness. Now I'm assuming that you guys have light sources. You wouldn't have jumped down here blind. You have some kind of
Sure. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Just get in combat with him, I guess. So they're swinging away at that guy.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna charge him. That's your game plan. You just Rufus is just going balls deep. We're gonna get her done.
Let's do her.
All right. Rufus puts on his big boy panties. He goes flying in to attack this gigantic worm. See, Rufus.
It's only that's 12, so I don't know what the room number is. Oh, is that it right there in the corner? That's 12. So yeah.
That's
a hit. It'll be 4. 6 altogether.
6 out of damage there. All right, this thing takes like a nice nasty gash. In fact, one of its like sort of octopus-like tendrils that comes out of its mouth is sort of, you can tell it's tasting the air in your general direction. You leap forward and come at this thing, and as it sticks its sort of sickly little tendril out of its mouth, you just lop it off, and it screams a little bit as it recoils. Do I have anything sweet and screamy like? I don't think that I do. That's going to put us over to Brudnir. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'll go with head first over there. And I think I never told him to stop guarding him, so he's gonna be up there too. So all attacks. Brodnair.
Hmm.
It's a hit. I'll see if the Ring of Slayers goes off for ultimate damage. It does, so ultimate damage is awesome. So
Fantastic.
5 damage for that.
Okay, so this thing,
And then-
you've gutted it. You managed to find some weak spot, a chink in its armor, so to speak, and it sort of just gasps out loud with this sort of heinous roar as it falls over. Its partners in crime back here are highly agitated.
Yeah, and then the
at
Baron will
this.
come around and just guardian position because that's what I told him to do.
Okay,
guard
he's
Rufus.
guarding there.
That's it.
That sounds frickin' weird. Nope, that doesn't work. Modern weapon. That doesn't work. Oriental Tavern, Seedy Tavern, River Journey.
Do you have like a spring break sound or something?
Right, you would think. Here's the birds. There you go. That's actually kind of a little creepy if you think about it. Darren, what are you doing, Darren? Where's Darren?
I'm gonna probably. There's 3 of them there, right?
Yes.
I'm still up. Okay, I am going to. He's engaged the one there. I'm gonna shoot the one by the water.
Over this here?
Directly. Yeah, number. I don't know what the number is, but it's right behind that water spout, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
Right directly in front of me.
I'm just going to
And
call
I
them
am going to.
1 and 2.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry?
Nope, it's good. It's good. You're good to go.
Okay. What the hell happened here? Give me a second here. Well, that didn't work. I think I fucked up. Give me a second, gentlemen. Okay, I don't know why that happened, but I'll fix that. Somehow it changed views on me, and oh, shit.
Fucking apples.
No, I had a view saved, and for some reason it just switched out. It just unlocked the view. And I don't remember touching it.
It's
Oh,
been
you know
doing
what
that
I
to me
might
too. All my loaded
You know-
views seem to be disappearing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an issue, or maybe I pressed something, or I had something saved and it just locked onto somebody else's view, which is really weird. There's no
Mine did
way,
too.
like I had Kirsten's view locked on, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, mine went there too.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. That's a 16. Big number, big number. That's 10 points of damage
All right.
on
So
creepy worm number 2.
creepy worm number 2, it also bites the dust. You see it immediately fall over. Can
Is
you guys
one
hear
still
the,
up?
hear the effects?
Sorry?
Can you hear the effects?
I hear something like a hissing, kind of. Yeah, like a clicking or a clacking, like mandibles or chittering.
Yeah, here's something. Yeah, there's something
Hey.
going on.
That's good, because
I
that
will
is
shoot.
if you adjust the volume of Murder Hobo Show audio, the nerd looking guy, he's the one that plays the audio sounds. I just wanted to see if it was working.
Yeah, I hear it.
Cool.
Oh, okay, that's how I do it. All right, I'll put it up a bit more, and I will fire a second time at number 1. Well, that didn't work out too well. All right.
At least it wasn't a 1. I don't know how many characters I could have fucking die at your hands.
Oh, that fog background noise is kind of loud. Let's turn it down. I'm trying to put some sound effects in here.
Some ambiance.
Yeah, some ambiance. But man,
You're trying to make the Murder Hope show all classy and shit.
trying to spruce it up like a small piece at a time. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you can hear
Man,
the fog.
Someone gets 1K and they get all airy and stuff.
Man, you can't see me fingering my screen right now. How dare you? How dare you try and make me
Would
feel?
you say you're blue smurfing the screen?
Yeah, don't shame my my Twitch streaming abilities, mister.
You can have your fan base.
It's cool. You know what happens? This gelatinous cube of slime, this massive jello monster sort of mumbles forward in a sloppy kind of like as it wanders through the center of this thing. It doesn't
like
come into Smurf. Like, yeah, it's not blue, it's green. It's like a ghastly sort of green. You can see inside of it one of the heroes that it is previously digesting. A long tendril lashes out at you, Brudnir. This big goopy sort of centerpiece sort of, looks like water coming out, and it lashes out at you. I'm going to make an opposed strength check. So I'm going to let you roll first, and we're going to pull a little Savage Worlds action into it. You can roll your 20-sided dice, add your strength modifier, and tell me if you're good with that before I roll mine.
I'm not good with that.
Okay. Do you want to use a hero coin to increase your roll?
Yes, I do.
I will steal your hero coin.
So D12. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Wow. See,
So that's 15.
This is the hero coins in ICRPG. I love them. I love the idea that it adds on to your roll. So you've got a combined total of 15 that I now have to beat. All right, Goopy Strength Monster plus 3 strength rolls a 20 frickin' 2.
Oh, what a lie.
Brudnir, you get sucked into this thing, into this jello monster. I'm gonna put
no.
you
No.
right on top of it if I can, or in front of it. Something like that. It grabs onto you with this gigantic tendril, and it pulls you in. Immediately, you can feel, because you're missing your chest plate armor and stuff, you can feel this green slime as it grabs onto you. It just like it starts searing and burning your skin. You are going to take an immediate 1 point of damage as this thing sears into you. I should have put some points into its magical bonuses. Yeah, but you just basically
damage because I flex my pecs.
Wow, nice. Okay.
You Terry Crews flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, this long arm lashes out at you, grabs onto you, and pulls you into itself. You hit it like it's sort of like a brick wall, just kabam, right into it, and then immediately feel yourself sink into it like you've fallen into quicksand. It's starting to wrap around you. Your head's and is still sticking out of it, but it's acidic, sort of gelatinous, oozy thing dissolves away at you for no damage. Because you have your shield kick in?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. That thing has been a lifesaver, man. That's pretty cool. All right, Darren.
It adds up.
All right. Well,
I think you should shoot the jello monster with Brudnir right in it.
Yes, do it.
You're in the blob? I ain't going to touch that blob. One is still up. Are you okay or what? Because if I shoot that electrical, it's blob, probably water-based. Yeah, not such a good idea, I think.
Don't get sciencey on me. Shoot it.
I'm going to shoot number 1 first.
Okay.
It's still up, right? So, I'm going to fucking let it have it. That's a 15. Take that, you bastard. That's 12 points of damage, number 1.
Oh, wow. Okay, so creepy worm number 1, it drops as well. It lets out this high-pitched squeal. and then it falls to the ground. Kaboosh.
The only thing left is the gelatinous cube, right? That yellow monster.
How did you
Right.
fall to the ground? You're in the Jello monster. So this Jello monster is slowly pulling you inside of it. I can't make out what you're saying, Darren.
I said I'm going to shoot it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, it's still your
You're good?
turn. Yep. Your mic just sort of sounds a little...
Right.
You're cutting
I'm
out.
yelling out in front here.
I can't. You're cutting out. I can't hear you.
Yeah, sounds all over the place.
Hold on a second.
Can't hear you. There's Jello in my ear. What?
You hear me now?
It's better.
You know what? Let me, you know what I'm thinking is happening? Give me 30 seconds. I think I know what's going on. How is it now?
There you go.
That's good.
There you go.
You know what it was? Is Gary's sound effects. The more I put it up, the more it cuts out my voice. That being said, I yell out, "You're going to be okay. You want me to take a shot?"
Shoot it.
I did. 18, that's 25, 23. Math is hard.
23 to hit it?
So that's 5 points damage. Blasted again. Does it look like a brother's getting vaped?
No, that would have been up in the latte's place.
Different kind of vaping, eh? That's 15.
15 points of
Right.
damage? Wow.
No, first one was 5 points damage. I hit it again because I'm hitting over above 13.
Okay.
Hit 5 points the first time. This time it's 12.
Okay, so that's going to be enough to take care of this Jello monster. It falls over into and disappears into the lake or the sewer system, and then you can see the sewer just sort of washes it down towards the opening. You see this thing sort of float down over here into sort of towards the exit. Now, as this thing is making its way down over here, it slowly sort of dissolves into the water. You're watching it sort of float away in clumps and lumps, and then through the do you hear the gas bubbling as it sort of disappears?
We just thought that was you.
No, it's not me.
IBS at its finest.
Lock. I locked it. So you watch this gelatinous ooze sort of, follow the river as it pushes it out to the opening, and it gets near the entranceway. All three of you are sort of peeking down at this general direction, and you see what appears to be a giant one of these worm things comes in through the tunnel. Mama shows up. She looks around and sees her dead babies and immediately loses her mind. Oops. Yellow monster, get out of here. Mom turns around and sees that her babies have been slain, and she appears in this room. She's going to make it to roughly right about here. It's going to take her a second to sort of gather the information she needs with her dead babies. She sees the lot of you and Brudnir laying in the pile. I'm going to switch my timer down to 1. And then you guys are going to get a free round to do a thing as this thing sort of comes in through this back little tunnel. Now, you get the gist that she must have chased something out of this tunnel. And then she's just returning to the nest area. And you guys have successfully killed all of her babies. So she's a little fucking livid with you guys right now. I'm just saying. Brudnir, what do you... Or no, Russell? Seraph?
Close enough.
Rufus. I combined all of your names together. Rufus, what are you doing when you see this thing come in?
Yeah. Can you make a full charge at him?
I sure can. You're not
Fuck it,
taking
do
any
it.
shit, are you?
What's that?
You're not taking any shit from this thing, are you?
Nope. Fuck him. Full swing. See what we get. That's 17.
Okay, that's going to be enough to hit it.
Fuck yeah. Let's see what else. That's for 8.
Okay. 8. We're gonna put this sucker up again. Mama's tough. 8 of I'm gonna give Mama 4 hearts. I think she's gonna be one of the tougher guys that you guys get your hands on. Okay, so that puts us around to Brudnir.
Okay, Baron would have moved up with Rufus,
Yep.
so I'll have him attack first. It's not flipping. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna have to fix that to see what's going on here today.
Yeah. Flanking attack. Okay. That's a miss. So, the water, how deep is the water? Am I gonna have to swim out?
No, it's only going to be up to about your hips. You could sort of wade out of this pile of, crud and garbage.
Okay. I will. Is it over here? Is it wet or is it just over here?
Anywhere that's not inside the actual immediate area. So yeah, you could sort of just pop up over here.
Yeah, I'll pop up over there. Is that my full turn or can I take an action too?
That would just be your movement. So yeah, you can take an action.
Okay. I'll pull up my bow and take a shot then. Because I don't think I'm close enough to hit with my sword.
Yeah. Let's ranged attack. It is before I kill you with this giant thing.
Come on.
Do it.
That's a hearty 4.
Nice work, buddy. Nice work. Nice shot.
Wet bow. What are you gonna do?
All right, Darren, we're around to you.
Right,
Oh,
well,
wear
Ollie-
the skin of its baby.
Wow.
all right, well then, yeah. I don't like Mama because it's kind of giving me an evil fucking look. So I'm going to light this fucker up. So he pulls back on his bow and he fires.
Oh shit! Rufus isn't in front of Darren, is he?
Oh, a 3. It's okay. I make a lot of hits the fucking wall, ricochets around the room, and yeah, that's it. I ain't
Nice.
done like dinner.
Okay,
I move
fantastic.
back a little more.
Rufus, this thing, as it rolls in, it sort of rears its ugly head. You hear it squeal out. Ah! I can't do too much of a high pitched deal here, and I don't have a sweet noise that I can make with this fella. So its gaping maw opens up. These 2 long tendrils come out. They lash out at you. We're gonna do a strength check, and this thing's gonna try and like suck you into its mouth. You go
Neat.
first. And I will let you know that this big mama gets +5.
Okay, so that is that would be a 13, and I will add hero coin to it.
Oh, love it. Give me your coins.
So it should be an 18 total.
Right. Let's see. Nice. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I have have waves, howling wind, stone grind, walking on snow, tavern chatter, spooky dungeon loop,
But do you have walking on sunshine?
cave drip, night ambience, cave drip. You know? This is an ambiance cube that I found in this thing. Okay, so Mama lashes out at you with one of her big, long, forked tongues. It tries to grab onto you and make purchase, but you somehow manage to find a spot to keep your feet. You steel yourself in position, and as it rears its tendril back into its mouth, it loses its grip on you. And Brudnir, it turns
Now,
a little
seeing
bit.
how it was an unsuccessful seeing how it was an unsuccessful attack. Would the spike shield kick in and it takes 3 damage or no?
Oh, hell, sure. We can do that. Yeah, let's make your shit work here. So it's maybe that's even why your spike shield just slams into it, penetrating its long tendril-like tongue that slipped out for 3 points of damage. It reels back a little bit, and then it's going to take a tail swipe at Brudnir. Oh, that is going to be a 12, and I'm assuming that's going to be a miss.
Yes.
All right, so that's my turn. Oh, wait a second. My timer is on a 1. I'm going to roll my timer. I want everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw as this thing lets out this howl, this deafening, ear-piercing howl. If you fail,
Jesus Christ.
you're going to make everything will be hard. All right, hard attacks all the way around for those that failed.
You suck.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
It is what it is,
Well, we can't just cruise through this. That's madness.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
We got fight.
Sorry, my wife was just texting me there.
All good.
9:51. Let's finish this up, gentlemen. So we go
That's
around
good.
to Rufus.
We know you'll share the picture after, so.
Right.
All right, Rufus, what are you doing?
Oh, fuck, he's back in. Take another swing. We got to beat. That should do it. For 4 damage.
Okay, fantastic. That puts us around to Brudnir.
Okay. Baron will go in. Back Rufus up. 4. That's a solid 17. For 4. And then
Okay.
Brudnir will move in. Oops, sorry. Everything went hell. Thank you. And he's going to use his iron palm and just punch him.
Wow. All right.
Nice.
So that's +4. So that'll hit him for ultimate.
Jesus.
For 16.
16
Jesus.
points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
20, 36, 35 of 40. Wow. All right. This thing just.
What'd you do today? I just
Let's
punched the
out of-
shit out of a giant worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's out this
Iron palm.
giant frickin' squeal as you pound your friggin' iron fist into this thing. Brudnir?
Now, this is the same iron fist that went through Thad's chest, right?
Right.
Yes,
and-
it is.
Yes.
Darren
But
for the kill.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. It's a hard check, right? So he lines up his shot. Praise to his elven ancestors to allow him to put a fucking hot one in this one. And he just
Phrasing.
squeezes it. Come on now. Give me some love. Oh, that's a 14. I don't think that's good enough. I need a 15, right? Is there any bonuses? Because this thing's fucking huge.
Nope, there's no bonuses to that. This is you're
Then,
gonna beat a
I
12.
miss. It's a hard check. It's +3. It's a 15. Oh, I got a 14. Not good enough.
You got
Nice.
a hero coin?
Yeah, I could. I suppose, yeah, all right. What the hell?
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
A 1?
Do you notice what my
7. Okay,
threats, treats, and timers is at?
Yeah.
Right? When it comes around to me, something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, it's a total of 6 points damage.
Okay. 6 points is enough to take out Mama Bear. Mama Bear goes down into a large gurgling ball of flames. Lay down.
Well, at least now you get to be with your little babies in hell.
9:54. As you sink your arrows into Mama Bear, Darren, you happen to
Sorry?
notice
Yeah,
that
okay. Mm-hmm.
all of these little worms around you have like weirdly like inflated to almost the sound of like a, not ripping paper, but you know that balloon sound when you rub your like a dry thing across, and it makes that sort of like as a balloon, you rub your thumb across it and sort of make that rubber flesh on rubbery noise. These three creepy worms, because it's my turn and I want to finish strong here, and I'm on a 1. I want everybody to make me a dexterity check as these 3 worms, these small baby worms, explode.
I knew
Now-
something bad was going to happen. Fuck yeah, 18, I did it.
So
Even
no
hard.
Rudnir.
I dive in the fucking water.
Baron just backflips out of the way.
Okay, so
Fucking Matrix
2
shit.
misses. You're gonna get hit. So Rufus, did you fail?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Rufus takes 6 points of damage, and whoever else failed takes 1. These things explode with this sort of sickly pop. This one right near you, Rufus, as it explodes, one of its teeth comes like flying out of it, goes searing right at you and hits you sort of like right in the throatial area, and then you get covered with a bunch of bile and other stuff. You notice that the big fella here, Big Mama, as she sort of drops to the ground, you can sort of see her quiver a little bit, like she inflates and then shrinks and inflates and then shrinks, giving you the idea that maybe you want to get the fuck out of the sewers before she blows up and maybe kills everybody.
Yeah. Time to get out. But we still need to get in pursuit with this dude, right? So I guess we got to exit where she's at.
Yeah.
Oops. Goodness. All right, so that's your game plan then? You're going to go jump out the spillway?
Yeah, we're gonna have to like boogie out that direction, like this way.
Okay. You
Out there.
walk out to the end of this long tunnel. There's a bit of a waterfall that sort of drops down into the New Haven River that leads out to the bay. Covered in sort of goop and ichor and whatever kind of slime it is that's falling out of here, whatever effluent that you've got on you, you guys splash down into the river. Rufus, this is going to be, you're going to jump out into the river. You're the first one to go. It's probably like a 20-foot sort of drop into the river. Make me a dexterity check as you jump out. If you fail, you're going to take ultimate damage as you like careen into the rocks. All right, sploosh.
Yep, 15.
You land in the water. You pop up a few moments later. The cold water sort of springs you to life a little bit, I guess, as the effluent that was on you sort of all washes away, and you float downstream. Now it's not a very big river or a very wide river, so it's kind of easy for you to get across to the other side, and swim your way across to the shore. Next on the agenda, we've got Brudnir. You and the Baron are going to have to do the same thing.
Okay, Baron. I don't know. Did he have a +1 or +2? I don't remember. I don't have it written down.
I'll have to
Let's
look
say
it up.
failed.
Yep. Okay. He splashes into the water and doesn't come back up.
2 for 2.
Let's see. You lose purchase as you try and grip. There's some slippery shit on your foot. Oh man, that was like a solid freaking 7. As you sort of leap off the edge, your foot slips a little bit and it comes out from underneath you. You fall down. You hit a rock like immediately, which is the 1 point of damage, and then you just sort of slide down, covered in ichor and slop, into the this side of the river, and then you can swim across to safety on the other side. And then we'll go to Darren. So you take a whopping 1 point of damage.
Did the Baron take damage too?
Yeah, the Baron does
Just
not come
run it.
back up. He basically did the same thing. You could feel your connection with him dissipate as he hits the rocks and falls into the water.
Shit.
Now it's you, Darren.
Shit.
Come on, buddy. Roll that D20.
but I don't see anything in front of me. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Mama's long gone, but I don't see anything else. So, how's everybody's health right now?
You have to dive out of the spillway before Mama explodes. That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
What do
we've
you
all
mean?
jumped out.
I've jumped myself before I dodged. I made my save.
No. We're
I
ahead
jumped
of
in the
this.
water. Oh, okay. Well, then I will get the fuck out.
Yeah, we're at the part of the story where you need to dive out of the tunnel into the river so that you're no longer in the sewers. You're diving into the river, the New Haven River.
Okay, no, I beat feet. I'm getting out of here. I'm following.
Yes.
In fact, I'm following right behind the heels of everybody else.
Okay, roll your d20.
Oh, I don't think I like that.
This is a dexterity check, so add your dex.
What do I need?
Beat the room difficulty.
I got a 14.
A 14. Okay, fantastic.
I'm
going
Angela
to
the monkey.
pull everybody out of this map. So we got Brudnir. We got who else is in here? Are you guys still in the room? Are your characters in the room? Here's the Baron, so you can have the Baron back.
Yeah, mine's out. I will move him. Where do you want them?
Just off
Center.
the.
He just wants.
Okay,
to
here we
pack
go.
it.
Done.
I just want to pack the room up. Is what I.
Put him right here for now.
Okay, the room is packed. You guys are along the far shore. As you come to on the far side, everybody sort of gathers up. You shake yourself off, clean yourself up a little bit. You're standing there, and you notice that the tracks there's a bit of blood on a few rocks and stuff like that, and you can tell that this mysterious man that you're chasing has made his way off into the. Let's see if I pull up the map here. Clear. Don't want the spillway. Clear. Where's Seal?
You've done some pretty good work on these maps, man. They're impressive. I like it. Really well done. Kudos.
To mainframe. Where's my mainframe? Oh, wait a second. You guys can see the map.
How long ago did you have these prepared?
I build them over. This is why it takes me a couple of weeks. It doesn't take me that long to build the maps. It's just sitting down for like finding 2 hours of free time.
Yeah. Tell me about
So
it.
on this map here, you can see where you guys are at. This is the town of New Haven. Over here is the town of Gilhelm, right? So the tracks lead off into the swampy lands off to the right here. This is the direction in which he's traveled. You guys are still in the town of New Haven on a small river that leads into the New Haven Bay area out here. So you're just off to this side of town, but you can see that the tracks lead off into this direction, if that makes sense. So we're going to end it here because it's 10:03. That's our 3 hours of gameplay for the day. And we're going to pick it up with you guys chasing him into the swamplands that you know is off to the right. But for now... you guys are all on the shoreline across the river. It's easy just to walk across, whatever little bridge and go back to New Haven to recoup a little bit. You don't have to chase them immediately. Is there a thing that you guys want to do? Let's say, like, over the course of the next hour, you guys realize that this guy's gotten away into the swamps. You're going to have to prepare to go chase him into the swamps. You're going to, have to find some means of travel, build a canoe or do a thing like that. Maybe you want to head back into town. Let's start with Rufus. What do you think?
If we're going to go into pursuit and we need any sort of supplies or nothing or anything, I'm going to draw on the red plume for those materials. So, like if we need a boat or if we need whatever it is we're going to cross with, or horses or something, I'm going to draw on the red plume in order to
nice
secure those resources.
All right, let's see how well you do when you go back to town. Make me a persuasion roll. So this is going to be a charisma-based roll. You go talk to Knight Alid. Everything's fine. She's like, whatever you need. She tells you that she's heard of the deaths in the library. She realizes that you're in hot pursuit. This seems to be important. A little bit more to this story than just some things going missing. So Knight Alid gives you guys the materials that you need to sort of build, or she gives you, like, I guess, canoes, 2-person canoes kind of a thing that you can
Sure.
take down to the swamp. They would have some kind of. Actually, you know what she does? She tells you to go see this guy in the swamp. Let's just say this. She's like, old Bill Magoo lives in a shed down in the swamp, and he's like a swamp navigator guy. He knows all about the swamp and stuff like that. She tells you to go down and talk to him, and in doing so, just tell her that you're here for the Red Plumes on official business, and he'll give you like a little wooden raft that you guys can all throw your shit on, and as a collective group, you can go into the swamp together on this wooden raft thing in pursuit of whoever it is you're looking at. So old Bill Magoo is the guy you want to see. Brednir, is there anything you want to do in town?
I want
Sorry,
to see if
Rufus?
my armor's ready.
Rufus, what about you? Was there a comeback on that one?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I felt like
we did the Red Plume thing, so I'm good.
okay. I felt like I interrupted you and you wanted to say more, and I immediately went.
Oh
to
yeah,
Rufus.
no, it's good.
Okay, Rufus, you want to go back, or sorry, Brednir, you want to go back and collect your armor, which
Yeah.
is fine. By the time you go back, he's old Jack Black there will tell you that it's good to go. He's sealed it up, signed, sealed, and delivered, so you can put your chest armor back on. Now your armor was +1, and you're making it +2.
That's right.
Was there a payment that you had to give this guy?
Yeah, I already dropped it.
Okay, so you're good there. So you can put your armor back on +2, and then Darren, what are you doing?
Well, since we're going in water, he's thinking of getting some sort of maybe some boots, those hip-high boots for wading and stuff, whatnot. You never know when we're going to get stuck in the water. So just basically going to equip on outdoor supplies, either some ration packs or something, and maybe some swamp wear if you would have it, something that you could wade in and out, and you know what I mean? Just not be exposed by the elements.
Okay, so you're going to have to go see Tad Aslap to do this, and you know how Tad feels about you.
Fuck that, then. There's nobody else in town.
Nope.
I'll just go get some.
That's because we're trying to put together the Fantasy Walmart as a competition.
I'm gonna go get some food supplies then, just from the bar. From go in and get I don't know, some hard, some cheese, bread, whatever I can carry for a couple of days. I have most equipment I need. Maybe I'll get some sort of raincoat. I'm assuming I would have one, so I'll get that and just make sure I have that.
You can just create yourself a small list of items that you need for next time, and then when we hook up, we'll start off with that. You picking up your supplies, and everybody leaving the town of New Haven to go to the swamps to see old Bill Magoo.
Okay. And as for the other stuff, I mean, our personal stuff, we'll settle that another day. I'm assuming that it's neither the time or the place for that.
What do you
for
mean
endeavors?
Stuff?
Like the lumber yard, my opening a business.
Yep. You're in hot pursuit right now, so when we finish this adventure, we'll start picking that up. All right, that's going to be it for this edition of the Sunday One Shot. Hopefully Matt enjoys this for prosperity purposes. He can keep up with the story and whatnot, and that's going to be it, man. We'll put a pin in this sucker, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
I'd like to, it was a lot of fun, Gary. I'd just like to apologize. I've had like 3 or 4 texts. My wife's called me twice. My daughter's called me once. So I've been bouncing in and out of this fucking game. It's driving me nuts. Plus, in the IBS flare-up, usually I'm a hell of a lot more present.
Yeah, no, I noticed that, but that's okay.
Sorry about that.
You did fine, Daryl. You did fine. It was awesome.
Fucking family is killing me. All right.